Final expense life insurance. If you're an agent operating in that space and you're looking for the easiest solution, the easiest application, look no further. We're going to talk about it today on this episode of Selling Life and Annuities. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Randy Pierson, Vice President of Life and Annuities for Gordon Marketing, and today with me I've got Ray Parman, our RVP of Life Insurance Sales and Marketing, and we're going to talk about final expense today, and we're going to talk about a product that, in my opinion, really hits the trifecta, right? It's one of those products that you want to have in your portfolio that meets what I like to talk about as being achieves the 3 Ps, right? The 3 Ps. First P is product, a competitive product that most importantly is really easy to write. Second P is price. Is price competitive? Because if it's not price competitive, you're going to have a tough time selling it. And the third P is with some agents a must-have, but from our perspective certainly is a huge advantage, and that is pay. You want to make sure that it's adequately compensated, or you, the advisor, are adequately compensated.
Yes, sir.
And that product, Ray Parman, is what?
That's the final expense product from Lumico.
Lumico. I know. Not a household name, right? Not a household name. But I'm here to tell you that Lumico and their final expense product is exceptionally well constructed, and they've worked really hard to achieve what I think is probably one of the biggest value adds to agents and frankly to the consumer, and that is an easy application process.
Yeah,
right?
Ease of use. I think it is beyond the 3 Ps that you just talked about, one of the most paramount things that we could roll out too, with this product in the final expense arena. So yeah, absolutely.
And so when we talk about ease of use and or sale, the first criteria that a product has to meet is what? It has to be able to be sold
right there on the spot, instantaneous.
And that is accomplished through an electronic application process, right?
Yeah. Well, not just any old e-application process. A lot of carriers out there have that, as we all know, but the opportunity to have a shortened time cycle, like 10 minutes, 12 minutes to fill out the app, and then have an instantaneous underwriting decision shortly thereafter. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Instant decision, right? I mean, 2 words that I think are transformative in our life insurance industry, right? The ability to take an electronic application, whether you're sitting across the table from your client or you've got them on the phone, complete an application like you just said. I bet you most agents can get it done in less than 10 minutes. And at the end of which, when you hit submit, you get an instant response 9 out of 10 times that says you've got an approval.
Yeah.
I mean, that's astonishing.
Yeah,
right?
it's absolutely beautiful. And, not only that, but, just if you think about it from a revenue building standpoint, if you implement this into your agency, your practice, and make it a habit and learn the product, the process well, and as you're meeting with Medicare type clients, pivoting to this kind of sale can dramatically increase your revenue within your practice.
Time is money, right? Time
is
money. And how many more people can you talk to? But more importantly, how many more consumers can you exercise a sales transaction when it takes less than 10 minutes? By the way, one of the things that I love about this that accomplishes this time objective is their QSIG process, their question signature process, right? I mean, which doesn't require DocuSign or some type of emailed electronic signature process. And it's even better than a voice signature, which sometimes has to be verified. It is a security question signature process that any client, no matter their age, no matter whether they have email or really understand how it all works, you read the disclosures to the consumer, you ask them to submit a security password, and that is considered their signature. Right?
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about the Lumico process is they do it twice. They do it at the beginning of the process and the end of the process. And the reason they do that is when you ask the security question and read the HIPAA disclosure at the beginning of the sales process, they automatically start going out and getting the MIB, the script check, the MVR, doing all of that background underwriting, data collection. And that's how, when you do the QSIG at the end of the process, you get that instant approval.
Yeah. It's all done instantaneous. Like we said, is you fill out the app, once you sign the HIPAA form at the beginning, social security number, driver's license numbers, all doing that background check as you're going through it. So it's all wrapped up in a nice little package, ready to go.
Let's talk about price.
Yeah.
I know you talk to agents all the time, all day, every day. When you're comparing Lumico to the other competitive final expense products out there, what are you finding?
They're not going to be the absolute price leader, but you have to think about what you're getting for what you're giving up. Paying a few shekels more, you end up getting something that's put in place right away instead of belaboring the process by having to do, even a little bit more invasive, simplified underwriting. It's kind of an oxymoron there, but that's your opportunity right there. It's just a little bit more, for the convenience of getting something put in place today.
And in the very competitive final expense space, what I have found is that you're right. Lumico is seldomly number one, but oftentimes I've seen them to be number 2 or number 3, and the difference in premium is literally, pennies, right?
Yeah.
70 cents, $1.30, right?
Yeah.
And as you just alluded to, we live in a now society, right? I mean, it's America.
Yeah.
Everybody wants everything now. So the ability to, at the end of the call, have the approval already in place and the contract, being processed and policy being sent. I mean, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Right?
And just to give a final answer to that pricing question, I was actually working on a quote this morning, and it's going to vary from client to client, but this particular client, they're showing about 3rd, 4th place from a pricing standpoint. So they're definitely in the ball game. They're not completely out in left field. So, definitely an attractively priced product with attractive features to get this in place for somebody.
Yeah, and it is on our quoting engines. So if you're an agent out there and you've not been to our website and sought out our quote tools, I would encourage you to do so. Just go to the Gord Marketing website, look under tools, appropriately enough, and there's a section there for quoting. Go to the final expense, the FEX quoter, super easy to use. No instruction necessary and no username or password necessary. And you can take a look at the rates. Ray, we don't want to talk about specifics with regards to compensation, but I think it's safe to say, would you verify for me that Lumico's compensation to that street agent out there is as good as you've seen?
Yeah, it's one of the best out there. And call me for details. We can go over that and kind of, paint the picture for you, if you will. Oh, and one last item I do want to just throw out there for the audience. From time to time, I get questioned about, hey, which of your final expense carriers takes credit card payments? Well, Lumico happens to be one of them.
I love that, right?
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
Many of them take the Social Security debit card and all other forms of payment. But let's be real. We in addition to being in a now society, we live in a credit card society.
That we do.
And, it's easy. It's easy. And the most important thing you want to do is, if you're an agent selling in the final expense space, is make sure that policy stays on the books.
Yes.
And, credit card payment is a way to help ensure that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ray, we're running out of time here, but I do want to mention for agents watching the video that if you want to learn more about Lumico, I do have a recorded webinar that I can send you that goes through all the details on the Lumico product and the sales process, and can educate you. And I can also send you some information, product guide and application guide and all that kind of hard copy stuff that you might like. All you got to do is send me an email, rpearson@gordonmarketing.com, or you can reach out to Ray at the office.
Yeah, you can get a hold of me, ray@gordonmarketing.com, or feel free to give me a holler on the cell phone, 317-696-8203.
Absolutely. And Most importantly, if you want to sell Lumico, you must be contracted in advance. So do me a favor. If we've piqued your interest and you want to start selling Lumico, reach out to your marketer, reach out to myself, or reach out to Ray so we can start the contracting process. But for now, Ray, we've run out of time. I'd like to ask everybody watching this video, if you wouldn't do me a favor and click subscribe at the bottom of this video, as well as the notification bell. So when we roll out new content, you'll get that reminder indicating that there's new stuff out there that you can learn from those of us here at Gord Marketing to help you sell more insurance and make more money in our business. But with that, happy selling.